All of you, please check the email. Datasets have been emailed to you. Download both the datasets. One dataset is for regression, the other is for classification.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Hello. Hello.
I think Dr. Kunal is emailing it to you. Meanwhile, I am sending it to some people who have given me their email.
Yes, sir. I'm not getting.
Meanwhile, all of you, let us create a new project. Open RStudio. By the time the datasets are coming, we can open a new project. Open an RStudio or last time's project. New project. New directory. New project. Project name will be regression. Then create project. First, we will work on regression and then we will go into classification. All of you just check your mails. Kunal sir might have forwarded the email to you.
Yes, sir. It came.
నాకు ఇప్పుడు వద్దు కదా, నాకు మొదలైపోయింది కష్టం. వద్దు ఇప్పుడైనా నన్ను డిస్టర్బ్ చేయ పర్వాలేదు, నేను తర్వాత తింటాను. ఎప్పుడైతే అప్పుడే తింటాను, మీరు నన్ను ఇబ్బంది పడతాను. ఆల్రెడీ పీక్ కొన్ని ఓపెన్ కావట్లేదు, ఇక్కడ ఓపెన్ అవుతున్నాయి అనుకున్నా, ఓపెన్ కావట్లేదు.
All right, I will be starting the session. All of you, meanwhile, create a new project. Open any Art Studio, file, new project, new directory, new project, give a directory name and browse the folder where you want to save the project file and create project. I think most of you are familiar with this process in the last class. All right, so let us start with the theoretical background of what is our session today. Today we will be talking about machine learning using R. Within machine learning, we will be focusing on supervised learning. Basically, there are different types of machine learning: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning. So there are multiple types of learning which are there. We will start with the supervised learning. Within supervised learning, we will both look at the classification and regression algorithms. Also, short name is CAT. We call them as CAT algorithms, classification and regression techniques. Classification and regression techniques. So, their supervised learning can be broadly classified as classification and regression algorithms. We will first work on regression algorithms or techniques. And within regression algorithm, we will first talk about the multiple linear regression, also called as MLR. Multiple linear regression, also called as MLR. Is my voice clear? All right. So, multiple linear regression, MLR, is the basic or the fundamental regression technique which is widely used in predicting prices. It is used in predicting prices of cars, houses, electronic gadgets. So basically, MLR models are very interesting. They are widely used in predicting the prices, cars, houses, house prices, prices of cars, houses, electronic gadgets, etc. So when you are predicting a numerical variable, basically numerical dependent variable, which is closer to normal distribution. So multiple linear regression is one of the fundamental techniques and a very old techniques within the regression space. Okay, so we will work on I have forwarded you two data sets. One is the car data. Car data is the regression data set. The other is the credit card default data, which is the classification data set. So because advanced algorithms will work both on regression as well as on classification. So I will in the today and tomorrow we will discuss on both the aspects of the data. Okay. So all of you have opened the R project. All of you opened an R project. Create an R project. All of you have done. All of you have created a project. Please confirm because we are going to import the data. All right. Because we will maintain two projects today. One project for exclusively for regression algorithms. One project for exclusively for classification algorithms. Okay. So this project which we are creating now is meant for only regression algorithm, so that you don't get confused between the regression aspect of the algorithm and the classification aspect of the same algorithm. Okay. So let us import the data. Car data is equal to read.csv file.choose and control plus enter will open a browser window, and then you can go to the location of your data and click on the data set. You will get the data. Car data. Your data should be 11,914 observations of 16 variables. 11,914 observations of 16 variables. This is for import data set. Car. Car data is equal to read.csv file.choose and then run the command. It will open a browser window. Go to the location of your data set where you have saved, left side you will see desktop, documents and all in the browser window. Go to the location and import the data. The data should have 11,914 observations of 16 variables. So basically I am intentionally giving you large scale data sets. Last time we worked on small data sets. In this machine learning, we will understand it on the large scale data points. So that's why I have increased the size of the data. I can also share you even more large scale data sets which are in lakhs, but your laptop should have minimum of 6 GB. You're dealing with large scale data sets about 3 lakhs. So that is one constraint the algorithm will take when you're dealing with large scale data sets. So it's just like I have given you in thousands. But later I will share you data which are in lakhs. All of you have imported the data. Car data is equal to read.csv file.choose. All of you have imported the data. And once you run the import the data, head car data will give you the first 6 rows of the data points. Then the tail car data. tail card data will give you the last 6 data points. So for importing the data set, run this, first type this command, card data is equal to read.csv file.choose. Once you run this command, it will open a browser window either on the desktop screen or in the back end. So minimize your RStudio, you will see the browser window. In the browser window, go to the location. Left side, you will see in the browser window, desktop, documents, downloads, etc. Go to the place where you have downloaded the data set and find the data set and click on open. It will automatically import the data into the R environment. Run the 8th line. Card data is equal to read.csv file.choose. This is the command for importing the data. Once you run this, control enter or click on run, it will open a browser window like this. On the left side, you will see desktop, downloads, application. Go to the location of your data and import the data. Head card data, tail card data, the standard commands. Class card data, the data frame, str card data. See, str will give you the complete data structure with individual variables. This thing. All of you got the data? Encol card data, number of columns, enrow card data, number of rows, 11,914 rows. All right, all of you are getting it right? Summary card data. So you'll get the summary of all the numerical variables. So we have character data, NAs are also there. So if you can see the output of the data, when you say summary, this is the summary output which I am showing you now, summary card data. Now make, model, year, okay, and then engine fuel type, engine HP, see here, NS. Now if there are missing values in your data, R will automatically replace them, the missing value with NA. NAs will be inserted wherever the missing values are there. So you have missing values in engine.HP, engine.cylinder, and number of doors also you have 6 missing values. And rest of the variables, there are not much of a missing value. So there are certain variables that have missing values. And no need of installing again and again. Once you install, it will be there. The application will be there in your list of applications. In the list of programs, you will store RStudio. It will not create any desktop icons. All right. maybe you're clicking on the exe file. Don't click on the exe file. Exe file will be installation file. Actually, you have to open RStudio, check it in your list of programs. It should be there. All right. Guys, shall I continue? You understood the missing values, right? All right. Can I go ahead? These are the standard commands which you have run on the basic data. After importing, we will run the standard commands. Card data, head, tail, class, str, and call, enrow, summary, and card data. You want the full screen? I can put it on the full screen here. Yes. Okay, all of you are getting the right. Shall I go ahead? Please check your email. It should be there. Data files both. Iftikhar Beg sir, I think Kunal Gaurav sir have already emailed the mails to all. So we have certain missing values, which are 6, 30, 69. Very small missing values are there. Okay. Now, the best way of doing missing values is you can treat them, or if they are in small quantities, you can, small number, you can delete them. For deleting the missing values, missing values can be seen in the summary command. See here, once you go to the summary output, you can see missing values as the engine HP has 69 missing values and engine cylinders have 30 missing values. You can see it in the output. Go to the console, engine HP has missing values, engine cylinders have missing values, and the number of doors have missing values. It will be in the console. Okay. Now I am saying car data df is equal to na dot omit car data. What I am doing is I am deleting the NAs, deleting NAs or missing values. Deleting NAs. Now, whenever you delete NAs, the logic here is if they are less than 5% of your total data, you can delete those missing values. Sometimes we don't even treat them when we have 11,900 rows, right? So let us say how many rows we have at the end of deletion. Car data df. See, 11,815. Our original data car data is 11,914. So max to max, we have deleted 100 rows of data. So max to max, we have lost 100 rows of data out of 11,000 data points. So I think it is very, very less, right? So 100 divided by 11,914, how much it is? 0.3, it's even less than 1%. See, that's very small. Iftikhar Beg sir, give me your email ID, I'll forward the data set. So that when there is less number of missing values are there, best option is delete. We will delete the missing values. Yeah, I'll send the email. Nullifying the command, head and tail will give you the first 6 rows and the last 6 rows. Last class we have discussed all these things. The first 6 rows and last 6 rows of your data is head and tail. Nullifying command, I didn't understand. What do you mean by that, Priyansha? So we are deleting the missing values because we are not treating them because they are very less compared to our data. I mean, by mistake I made a wrong command and I want to replace it with others. Okay. So basically there is no nullifying thing. You have to retype the command and execute it properly. That will give you the first 6 rows. Tail will give you the last 6 rows. Class will tell you the data structure. This will tell you the data structure and individual variable data types. So n call is for number of columns, n row is for number of rows. This is the basic descriptive statistics. Okay, so these are the information of the commands which we are doing till now. So we have deleted the data, which I felt very less number of data missing values are there. So we are deleting the data. Now let us check the column name once. Call name car data df. From now onwards, we will use car data df. the data you have to use is car data df. Car data df is cleaned data. So we will be using car data df from now onwards, which is the clean data where we have removed the missing values. Okay, all of you are getting it right? Call names. Okay, once you type call names, you will see the names of the different columns, right? All of you are seeing the names of different columns. Column names, we have seen there are totally 16 columns. There are 16 columns. Okay, right? There are 16 columns in our data. All of you install the package. I think go to the packages section. Last time we have installed the last time we have installed the psych package. You remember? Last time we have installed the psych package. We'll use the psych package. Otherwise, you have to install it. Install.packages psych. All right. Or you can click on install on the packages tab and type the name as psych, and then you can import the psych package. Okay. Now, in this column, what is the dependent variable? The dependent variable is MSRP, retail price. MSRP is the retail price. The package name is psych, psych. Just download this package, psych. Click on install in the packages left hand bottom. Right hand bottom, you will see packages, file, plots and all, and install the package called psych. Dependent variable is MSRP. The dependent variable is MSRP. Rest of all are independent variables. Okay. Now, most of the data is shown as numerical data. Most of the data is shown as numerical data. Some of the data is shown as character data. Some of the data is shown as character data. Now, we need to convert. So, the rest of the variables are independent variables. The rest of the variables are independent variables. Okay. Now, within the independent variables, there are character variables which needed to be converted. You need to convert character variables to factors. So, what is factors? Factors are nothing but dummy variables. 0 and 1, like that we give not dummy variables. Dummy variable encoding. That means giving a numerical identifier to the character variable. That is called dummy variable encoding. So we need to convert all the character data into new factor data. Okay. Now, what is the make is a character data? Car data df dollar make is equal to as dot factor car data df dollar make. It will convert the data into factor data. Similarly, car data df dollar model is equal to as dot factor car data df dollar model. This will again convert it into factors. So we need to convert all the character data into factor data. Otherwise, the algorithm cannot run. Similarly, what other variables we have? If we have year also is there, right? Year also cannot be treated as what we call car data df dollar. We have what we call year. Year is also shown as numerical data. We will treat it as factor data or as dot date. Car data dollar year. Oh, it is asking for origin. Okay. You have to import the package first, and then we will find it in the list of packages. Import the package, install the package first. Use this command. I'm typing. Close the bracket also. Oh. Okay, card data, it's asking for origin. Then we'll use 16 as dot POSIX CT dot date. Card data DF dollar. Yes. So basically we converted it into year. You can see STR card data DF dollar year. Now it is showing it as a date format. As dot factor will convert character variables into numerical identifiers. As dot factor will convert the character data or numerical data into numerical identifiers. Or okay, then we have some other data points which are character in nature. So we need to convert all the character data into factor data. So if I move my things above, so we have done till here, make model here. I think here it is taking it as wrong. Okay. Then we have engine fuel type. Engine fuel type is character. See, transmission type, driven wheels, market category, vehicle size, vehicle style. These are all character variables. You have a lot of character variables, so we have to convert them. Generally, we use the loop function to convert. So let us say, I will show you how to write a loop for converting it into a factor variable, so that we don't need to, but first two commands are manually done for, so character calls is equal to P of, what are all character columns we have? One second. Engine fuel type, you can copy from console. Control C, Control V, comma. Transmission type, driven wheels. Control C, Control V. See, dollar sign is put for accessing the variable names. Dollar sign next to the data frame is used for accessing the variable names in the data frame. The moment you put a dollar sign next to the data frame name, it will display all the list of variables. market category, vehicle, market category is also character, comma, comma, then vehicle size and vehicle style, both are categorical variables. You can directly copy from your console and paste them here. Only thing is, don't forget to put commas. Every variable has to be separated by comma. So these are the character columns still existing, right? So engine fuel type, transmission type, driven wheels, market category, vehicle size, and vehicle type. These are the variables which are shown as character, right? All of you have got the thing till now. See, the reason why we put a dollar sign is the moment you put a dollar sign next to the data frame name, in a drill down box, you'll get the list of all the variables. From that, you can choose the variable name. Rather than typing the name manually, you can choose from the list of variables. That is the purpose of dollar sign. So all of you got the character calls list. Shall I go ahead? And make sure the column name should exactly match. That's why I've asked you to type, once you run call names, you will see all the column names, copy and paste from the console. Don't forget to put commas. So all of you have created the list. Shall I go ahead? All of you? POSIX city is the date function. If you have any doubt, I don't know the name here. I don't see the name here. POSIX city, you will have it in what you call go to help and type POSIX city, you will get it. See, as.POSIX city is for date conversion. For converting it into a date. POSIX city, POSIXCIT. See here. See, if you have any doubts, you can go to the help function. You can go to the help function here, help tab, and then type the function name, you will get it. All right, all of you have created the list of all variables. Now we'll run a simple for loop that will convert all these 6 columns into dummy variable columns. For call in character calls, curly braces. For first open bracket, you need to open round brackets and type for call in character calls, double what you call curly braces, and then press enter. It should go for the indentation. Car data df square bracket call is equal to as dot factor car data df square bracket call. So the moment you run this code, all the 6 columns will be converted into numerical factors. It says unexpected curly braces. All of you getting the same error, huh? Yeah, you can do it individually also, but loops are better. Loops are better. Yeah, sorry. This is the right way. For should be out of the loop. For should be out of this thing. For open for call in character calls, curly braces, car data df comma call is equal to as dot factor car data df comma call. This is the right coding. And then to check whether this is done or not, str car data df. So just look at the code. For should be in blue color, then call in character calls, open curly braces, then car data df comma call is equal to as dot factor comma call. Getting everything in red color. What is the problem actually? Getting everything in red color means what? See, just look at the code and type it, because if there is any single error, you will get an error.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, whatever I'm typing, I'm getting in red color.
Where?
I'm actually copying same thing. When I did the earlier ones like n row, n column, summary, all that, it is okay. But later on, this card data, df, dollar make, I'm exactly copying same thing, but everything I'm getting in red color.
No, you might be typing in console. See, did you click on the brackets and you have the script? We have 4 windows. There should be 4 windows in our studio. See,
Okay.
see my screen.
I think this is only in our console.
No, our console you have to minimize. We are typing in the script file on top. If you type in console, you will get like that only.
Okay.
Don't type in console. When you click on the 2 boxes on top, see here, you will see 2 boxes on top. Click on it, you will see the script file. So type all the commands in script file.
Okay. So
Did
should
you
I
minimize
go
the
with
console?
new script?
You should see script file on top once you minimize the console.
I don't see, but under file I could see new script and open script. I'm sorry, but this is my first session with you.
Okay, no problem. See, you might be in console actually. Did you open R or R Studio?
R GUI.
No. You have to open R Studio.
Okay.
You are in R. You have to install and open R Studio.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
See, it is